Hello. It's your girl Judith here. So happy, glad, and joyful to be able to join you today for week 5 of our series, Activate, Bring Out the Author in You. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday and that you're enjoying your weekend, doing something nice, relaxing, resting from all the pressures of the week. Whatever time it is where you are, I wish you to have a very wonderful day. In the menu today, we would continue with our series. Guys, we've done more than 1/3 of the road. And sometimes I like to say the hardest part is behind. So, this thing that you want to turn your idea, your message into a book, the hardest part is behind. We are in month 2, and in month 2, essentially, write. Oh, Judith forget to say something. I want to express my apologies for my voice. I have a very raspy voice. I'm fighting a cold, taking medicine, ginger, lemon, and some sort of things. Normally, I think you're hearing me. I tested sound a couple minutes before. So we should be good. Even if the voice is not as usual, it should be enough for you to hear me, to understand the key learning and get the key reflection questions that will get you to think about where you are in your process and do what it takes to keep going, to keep writing, to keep moving so that your story, your message, the impact you want to do with your book actually happens. So, before I dive into the topic of the day, I feel like asking you, where are you? How are things going for you with your project? I can see you watching. Welcome to the person who just signed in. How are things going for you? How is your writing going? How is your routine? Is it taking how many words? Like if you were in front of me, I'll say, hey, just take the mic. Tell us what is going on. How are things going for you? What are you enjoying in the process? What are you discovering in the process? What is working for you? The idea is to reflect on your week. Yeah. Because we can do all the talking, share all the strategies and methods until you actually sit down and write and get into your reality, turning that outline, that plan into a book chapter, a couple paragraphs. We may not have that draft ready. So before diving in, I really want to stop and see now you have checked your mindset. You have the key questions that will get you craft the core message. You have the key questions to help you visualize your book, the impact, what it's doing to your audience. You have the questions to help you find supporters for your book, be it in your family or people in your industry. If you don't have, go and watch the previous live. And I'm grateful. It's an opportunity again for me to say thank you because now that the channel is back, you can just go and look for the menu live diffusion and then check week 1, week 2. They are all there. Week 1, you stop to reflect on your intention, what makes it important, like the why behind the desire to write a book. So you checked your intention, your motivation. Week 2, hey, we brought you into dreamland. If this book idea could be reality, what do you see happening? How is your audience interacting with your book? What are they doing? How is it affecting their life? How is publishing a book affecting your own life? We brought you into this dreamland so that you will look and see and feel the impact of getting that book out. The idea being, as you see it, as you feel it, it creates momentum for you to write it. And then we continued in week 3 to think about how you visualize. From that visualization, what are the key elements? What are the key things that you need to talk about to provide the value you want for your book? And then we talked about 2 key strategies to start to get an idea for the outline. We talked about the vision board, capturing pictures, all the things that remind you what you want to talk about in your book, and gathering them into some kind of vision board. We also talked about how you could use mind map brainstorming stickers, post-its, to just collect the ideas. And then in week 4, last week, We saw how you can move from this collection of ideas, vision board, into the structure of your book, a complete structure. And if you've been keeping up and doing the actions recommended each week, as we are talking now, you have a clear plan for your book. You know the various parts, you know the chapters in each part, and you have some key elements for each chapter. And that's why I'm like, good job. You can stop here and say, hey, good job, girl, boy, whomever you are, and celebrate you for doing that. Because there is the book. Now you just have to execute the book. You have the parts, you have the chapters, you have the key elements. You just have now to execute, meaning type, write, draw, or speak the book, which is also one thing we talked about last week, how you could actually speak your book. There are lots of technologies today that you can use to talk whatever you want to say in the book, and it will transcribe the talk, the audio into text, and then you will do the editing, and there you have a book. We talked about that last week, and I suggest today we take a 5 minute for you to see. I can bet no matter the speed at which you speak, 5 minutes can give you at least 500 words, if not more. So I'm suggesting in today's agenda that we take the time and do that so that you can see, maybe visualizing that, oh, this is real. In 5 minutes, I can get, just imagine if your walking sessions, your writing sessions are about 30 minutes. Even if we say 5 minutes is not 500, there's no way 30 minutes speaking your book, you have less than 2,000 words. That means in a week, you can easily get the 10,000 down. So, more two, it's all about, we're starting week 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right. So, we will take the time to discuss tools, strategies, resources that can help you write, keep you in action, because results lies in the action, guys. You know, if you follow the series Stronger, Finish Strong, you know it's in action that our commitment is for you to move from the idea to a draft. We have a wonderful plan for the book, but if you don't write, speak, or draw that book in about 6 weeks, we will not celebrate. We want to celebrate. That's why this month, write. And right now, I feel like asking you in the chat, how has the writing been going for you so far? How is the writing going? And please feel free to be authentic and real. Yeah, it's okay to say, oh, actually, I couldn't write. It's fine. Saying that out loud, acknowledging what is, it can give you the message, okay, what made that it didn't work last week? Didn't I have a plan? I had a plan, but I couldn't follow the plan. Why? I allowed the distractions. I had a plan, but I had no idea. Did I have the plan? Do you see what's going on? Stopping to actually reflect. Hey, what happened? Good, great. What worked well? So I can continue to do that and keep in movement and keep the momentum going. If it didn't go well, what stopped it from being successful? As you ask yourself the questions, you will get insight so that next week is different. So that next week we stop at this time. How was it? Good. I could put down 5,000 words. I could achieve my goal, 10,000. Yeah, and we will celebrate with you. Guys, to have that manuscript, that thing ready for the agency, that book that you can self-publish on your website or on Amazon or wherever you want, it takes action. It takes writing. So let us know in the chat if you've started writing. How is the routine going? What you are noticing? And before the end today, you will get another tool that can help keep you in momentum. We'll be talking a lot about a scoreboard, which is essentially a tool to track your progress. So let's dive in. Judy, you've been talking for minutes. Are you running away from your slides? Hopefully they're displayed better. Yeah. Oh my God. And she put a picture of my good friend, Claire Pedrick. Yeah. This is a happy author with her book. She completed her own. It's not her first. She has written another very good one, Simplifying Coaching. But this is a happy author, someone who went from start to finish. She's published. If you go on Amazon or Google, you type The Human Behind the Coach, you will find this wonderful. It's a very good book. If you are watching this and you are a coach, go check it out. In coaching, we tend to talk a lot about the code, the skills, the being, and all the rest. But in this book, Claire and the co-author, she wrote the book where they actually talk about the person. It's a good one. Well, but it illustrates. You want to have your own book like this? Well, it's time to get into action. And today we're talking about a scoreboard that you can use for progress. Please, Lions, don't be mad with me. Let's get rolling. One key thing you will hear a lot today will be progress, not perfection. If you've been following me, you know that, yeah, there's a lot of things that I learned in doing with you. A month ago, I wasn't streaming with Restream. With the issue we had on the website, I had to learn, and I'm still learning. Like, I can type questions, but I don't know where to go and see your answers. So sharing that simply to say, to write a book, you don't have to make it perfect now. Just make progress. Just make progress. Just keep in action. Just keep doing. Just keep doing. And as I like to say, to improve a model, to improve a recipe, to improve a machine, to improve whatever you want to improve, you have to do it first. You cannot, it'll be hard to really improve something that is still at the idea. Write that thing, that first draft, put the ideas out, and only then you can see, oh, we could edit, we can add more story, more illustration, we can bring more experience, maybe a contract. Then you need to get those ideas out. And this is what we want to make happen in month 2 of a series, Activating the Author in You. So for us to help track that progress this week, I suggest, I propose, and before the end or right after the live, you would have a link to an Excel file, to a scoreboard that will help you track your progress. It's all about tracking. Because what makes it important to track? Well, we'll talk some more about that. I really want to insist again. Oh, I even put 2 slides for it. At the end of the day, it's making progress, doing some momentum with your book idea is what will make you see, I can do it. It is actually happening. If you want to wait to have that perfect quote, that perfect story, that perfect introduction, you may get stuck there for weeks and months and maybe years. Sometimes I like to say, there are some people, when I wrote the very first book, that was 2016 or 17, I don't know. Sometime, whoa, Julie, we heard that. Cool. We would like to write a book as well. We are 2025, meaning more than like 7 years after. They still haven't written the book. Why? We talked. We had calls. But it's like, I don't want to just do it quick, like you do your things. Why I focus at least to get things done, I think done is better than it could be. Done now, okay, yeah, it was rushed. Examples, illustration, maybe should have been written in form of a workbook. Now I can version 2, a second edition. We are improving something that you have in your hand. Imagine you have the image, the design of a wonderful bag or a wonderful dress, and you've been taught, I think about this revolutionary dress that women can have just one. It can change shape. It can be this. It can be that. Wow, people here, I can't wait to see that dress and buy it. But for years, people are hearing this wonderful thing, but they're seeing nothing. Do you prefer that tailor, that person, or someone who has just the basic dress, and as they finish, oh, it might be cool if we do it with a different kind of material that you may not need to iron? That's iteration 2. And after they change the material, they notice, we can add some more, I don't know, body or a different kind of Three things, and you have nothing because you're waiting for perfection. Perfection sucks. Let's go for progress. Perfection sucks. Let's go for progress, please. This life, and there's a story, and there is a message, and there's an impact you think you can have in your community, in the world, with your book. Don't wait for perfection. Bring out that first thing, and you will improve it. If you just go and check, even those who are the most famous authors, or anyone who creates something, they will tell you sometimes there are a lot of iteration before they can find that good thing. But you need to start with iteration zero, or the first one. So please don't get stuck in your head. Don't overthink this. Let's get that out. And as it'll be out, you'll find ways to improve it. This is like the key thing. If you get this and you choose to just bring out whatever it's already there now, that will be progress. In about 6 weeks, we'll put you here and celebrate you. And maybe a couple months or a year from now, it'll be version 2. Hopefully you get it, but that's what I suggest, that we go for progress and not perfection. And writing is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Chunk, small part, small part. And the ability to see that I'm making progress. This thing, like, I don't know if it's just Judith, but seeing that a month ago, it will be cool to have a book today. Maybe in your room or your small office, you have a vision board, you have a mind map, you have your book completely mapped out. That's progress. And because you see that progress, it builds the confidence. I can do this. I have more than, and as we'll see in a couple minutes, if you are kind of a preacher, someone who talks weekly, you have recordings, you do podcasts, you already have a lot of material that could be used for that book. And as you realize, oh, I have this and this. And Judith said the person who go through this till the end and they can submit their plan. I have the cover, plan, podcast material I can try. You have a lot that can really get that book completed, submitted for agency, or on your website. If you are, I don't know, the service provider, it will make a difference to add a menu on your website, books, where people not only can have a look at it, but they can buy. And it is possible. The key here is progress. Find a way, a means, a tool, an approach that will allow you to track your progress. Because when you see the progress, you will keep it going. And before long, you will realize, wow, that book is written. So you have been so cool to have you in front. I wanted to walk in the room and just give you the mic and ask you, what's a small win? Like, what are some wins that you want to mention that you are grateful for? I just listed some, but I would like to hear from you. What are the wins, the progress that you feel? Hey, I'm glad I've been able to make this progress so far. Even if you're watching this many hours or weeks or days after, I would like to hear about what progress you are grateful for. Hopefully you come and share. I can just type the questions in the chat. For now, I'm looking at my restream board and I can't see any answer. Maybe I'll take the time to learn the tutorial, understand how it works. But as you know, before preparing, I go and read the comments and answer the comments before the next one. So even if you see this, I don't know, weeks after, I still want to hear from you, because if there's a story in you, if there's a message, if there's something you want to give to this world through your book, we want to help bring that book out, because we think the world needs that book. So even if you watch this couple months after, just let us know. We will proceed now to talk about how you actually create those that tool. What makes it even important to have that tracking tool? I so much love the work of Simon Sinek. And I think when you understand really the why keeps you in action. Um, the why makes you see the value, the importance of whatever you're asking yourself why. So, what makes it important to have kind of a scoreboard, writing scoreboard, as I call it? The scoreboard will help you to really keep yourself accountable. I talked a lot about the progress aspect of it, but the scoreboard also will make you see the progress you're making. It'll keep you accountable because if your scoreboard is some kind of Excel sheet, there are various ways, as we will see in a couple minutes. Some people keep it simple. Like I have friends who are writers and they actually still write on the paper with their pen like this. I'm like, wow, yeah, they do that. And then they'll give it to someone to type. And for this friend of mine, he keeps his scoreboard because this person write poems. Um, for them to keep track of their progress, they actually write on the board, the small white boards of kids. So, okay, this day, this many words. In a family, they know the words like at the rambling of daddy wrote this many verses, this many. Since I told this person, he write poems. Some other people will take something like just a normal calendar. I wanted to remove my calendar and show you. Um, some people will take their calendar like this and they will mark day one. If I bring it closer, I've written something here. So they'll write to this day, this many words, this many chapters. We talked last week that it might help for you to choose how you want to track your writing. It could be words, it could be number of chapters, it could be the time. Oh, I wrote for 15 minutes, I wrote for 30 minutes. Find what works for you. Find what works for you and what will allow you to make progress with your book. If we take the example last week, I said if you want to write a book that has 12 chapters, and ideally you would like your chapters not to be too long or too short. So you learn to something beautiful, say 2,000 words. 12, that's 24,000 words. And how long we are aiming to have all that story, all the message out in 4 weeks. So you have like 3 more weeks to go. So if you have 4 weeks for 24, divide, that's like 6,000 per week. If we bring it down per day, that's around 1,000 per day. So for me, I find it easy to track like that. I know if I just keep doing 1,000 at the end of the week, 6,000, and I'll make my progress. So if you're tracking words, you come and write on the day 600, 500, 3,000. It can happen depending on the strategy, the mindset, the mood, the inspiration. And that's also one thing that the tracking tool will help you. Because in the tracking tool I'll give you, you will see that you will notice that there are some days that you've written a lot. There's some days that you've written less. And then don't stop there. What caused you to write more? You may notice that writing after exercise, I do. Yay, exercise and writing, they go along well. Maybe I should couple those. On days that you try to write after a busy day, you're tired, everyone else is sleeping, you tend not to do much. Then you understand that may not be the best time for you to write. You may also notice things like this is something I noticed when I did the exercise. At some point, it was like, okay, I'll go sit to the library 4 hours instead of doing these chunky things during the week. My week are too busy, I have no space. But if I take 4 hours in the library Saturdays and Sundays, I can move a lot. And then you check the tracker, you notice that Saturdays and Sunday 4 hours gives you say 3,000. Meanwhile, 30 or 45 minutes during the week, you ended up like with 7,000. Which one is best? It's easy for you to guess. So it's not necessarily like automatic big chunk of time means higher word count. And this is also one thing that the tracking tool will help you to notice. We just want you to capture what happened. Wrote for 15 minutes, spoke my book for 15 minutes, got 1,000 words, was in the morning, the mood, the energy, how you felt. You just capture that. After a week, you may start to notice some tendency, and we are thinking long term. Hey, we are pushing so that in 4 weeks all that story, that message is out. But we don't want you to stop after 4 weeks. We believe that um, if you have a message, the message can be a series, the message can be improved, the message can talk to another kind of industry. So we really want to activate that writer in you, not just for one book, but all the potential books that might be in you. Because if you are an author, if that's a superpower of yours, hey, there's many more that you can do with that writing. And this tool will help you notice the tendencies, like what works for you. It will help you tweak, find the best time, find the best duration, find the best ways. As we will see before the end, you can speak the book. Speaking the book, how much word is it giving you? More words? Is it efficient? Is this something you can fine tune? Is this something you can even invest in the transcription tool? The tracker will show you that. Another very important thing that the tracker will do for you, the tracker can be shared with your, what I like to call your fan base, your people. Yeah. So in this book project that you have, are there some people in your family? Are there some people, friends in your industry? Are there people who are supporting you, who also believe that there's a writer in you? Share with them your tracking tool and ask them to keep you accountable. When you couple the tool and accountability system, it's good. Because if your kids know that, oh, this year mom wants to write another book, I don't know how your kids are, but mine, especially the second one, praise, will remind me, Mom, you said you wanted to write. What's the word count so far? Oh, Mom, maybe we need to go to the library because this week you're not up to your word count. If you're watching this, praise, I'm so grateful for who you are for me. I'm so grateful for pushing mommy. I'm so grateful for the way you're trying and helping mom to be her best. Thank you very much, honey. Um, and she did. And even when we had to work on her own book, is Judith on kind of a crusade to turn anyone into a writer? I don't know, but sometimes I like to think if there are good stories, if there are good things that need to be told, if there's something I can do, I'll push for that to happen. And Praise and her friends, she has a good blend of friends. We immigrated here like how many years? And she has a nice group of friends where the people from like various continents and they've been friends for like since nursery. They're still together, they love, they encourage, they are becoming preteens together, and there's just a beautiful dynamics in their friendship. Because of their friendship, parents have become friends, some other things are building, and it's becoming a good story of immigration. They are learning from each other. So when I looked at these little ones, I'm like, this is beautiful. This is something that needs to be told. It's a good story. And my daughter, she also likes to write, and with her friends, like they're great in English. So I'm like, why not turn this into a story? Yeah, it could be cool, mom. And they did it. And they did it. So even to follow up with her own book project, she'll say, Mom, we are kind of getting late. We've already told. My teacher knows we are writing a book and we have to finish this before classes are over. Let's go to the library. Power of accountability system. That's why I'm saying we're talking a tool. I will share an Excel. Maybe you prefer, instead of Excel, to use an app, whatever you have. If you can couple that tool with keeping people who can keep you accountable. You'll be excellent. They'll remind you. In week 2, we said talk about potential readers. Are there people who might be interested in your book? If you're writing for an industry, I took the example in that live of an engineer who wants to write something about engineering. For sure, there might be people who, oh, we are preparing a workshop. Share your accountability tool with those people who are supporting you for your book. Why? Because and a lot of people are doing, maybe you've seen it many times in social media, when someone say, oh, I'm writing a book, and they will keep giving updates. Why? People will ask, how are things going? And if you're sharing your tracking tool, say weekly, if they notice that this week we didn't see what's happening, they'll ask, what is going on? Should it? What is going on will get you back. Did I procrastinate? What is going on? Why am I stuck? You will get up and then you will write. Even better, if you can do that daily, just as people do when they are doing some kind of diet. They share, some people go into the details of sharing what they've eaten, the exercise, the count. And as they're sharing, their fan base, their supporters keep them accountable. If they notice that for 2-3 days, 0 word count, what is happening? Did you just forget to update your shit? Or it's just that you didn't write? Are you okay? People will reach out. Is everything fine? Even naturally, people are doing, those who are really into social media. There's some people who post onto social media every day. And when their supporters or their followers notice, okay, there are a couple days now we've not heard from this person, what is happening, they will check on you. That's also what your fan base, your supporters will do. And having this tracking tool will make it easy, just as you update. Saturday, February 8th, 2,000 words, and you put that on the Excel, you save, screen capture, social media, screen capture what's up to those people, screen capture to the forum or whatever group you've created to help you with the book. Alone, you can go at your speed, you can even go faster. But with other people, you're sure to arrive. Because when you feel like, oh, this thing is harder. I mean, it's been so cold this week. I didn't feel like waking up in the morning. Hey, Judith, where are you? The book, like, we hope you'll be ready for the conference of coaching. I don't know, in March or May. Hey, what's happening? Like I said, you were doing this thing and that person showed interest. We need to have that thing ready to show them. These are call out that will shake you. Get back to it. Get back to action. Action is what will produce results, guys. So the tracking tool will help you see the progress, will help you build a routine, will help you see the progress so you can celebrate it. And as you see the progress, as you celebrate, energy, momentum, more action, more progress, getting closer to the arrival line. You can see all the passion in the way I'm talking, because I see this is so possible. It is so good. And I believe that you can do this. And now I want to hear from you. Yeah, actually, you cannot see the answer. Is it what? Yeah, I'll still do this, because even if you type the comments below in the video, it's still helping. What motivates you when you're writing? Is it seeing more words? Is it seeing the number of hours or minutes? What motivates you to keep going? What motivates you to keep going? I will also type that. Ooh. Wherever you are, whenever you see this, if you can type something in the chat, I appreciate that. So, how do you actually create? Oh my God, Jay, you've talked too much. Hey, just about 20 minutes to go. So, hey, time for reflective questions about how are things for you. So, how many words or pages? Oh, she brought French into this. How many words or pages do you want to write each week? Um, what time of the day do you feel you're more productive? I will just offer these questions for you to ponder on. And there were offered already some of them last week. We discussed the importance of like getting an idea on what could stop you. And I would suggest maybe you capture this and maybe each week you pause and reflect, how was my writing? What progress with my book idea? How many words? How many chapters? Um, and the tool will help with that, because you can just open and see. If it's Excel, you can easy to have the total of words that you did. What day or what time landed you more word count? The tool will help you with that. Um, what obstacles have slowed you down in the past week? Good question, because it will trigger reflection. So, what obstacle last week, but also as you think about the next week, maybe the project, the agenda, things you have to do at work with the family, whatever the next week look like, what could stop you from um, achieving what you plan in terms of writing goals next week? Reflecting on obstacles of last week and this week can help you proactively plan strategies to tackle that. You shouldn't just put your head in the sand and behave as if you don't see. So um don't rush away, don't dodge obstacles. What Acknowledging the obstacle gives you the possibility to reflect on how you can go up, go below, or turn around. But you cannot behave as if there's no obstacle. So, and one thing I noticed, like looking at what does last week tell you? Did you actually write last week? Like right now, looking at you in the eyes. Did you actually write last week? How many words? How many days? Was that the goal you had planned? Um, a lot of people I've worked with, yeah, it was on my agenda, but to be completely honest, Judith, I didn't write. Okay. Well, it happens. We are human. What happened? This is the next question. You shouldn't just say, oh, well, life happened and then you go. No, you will not learn, you will not grow, you will not understand or put in place a strategy to go past the obstacle. What happened? I have planned time, but I don't know what happened with kids this week. Like that child just woke up earlier than usual. Okay, so you had a time on your agenda. Is there another place that you can plan? That work of reflecting to improve will make you propose or suggest another time slot that will be better. What happened? Well, I planned it, but a lot distraction. I actually went down, really, to be completely on. I went into the office. You said to arrange a nice little place, like my creative zone. I did that. There was a spare room, and I went there. But I got a blank. I didn't know what to write about. Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. Did you have your plan? Yeah, if you do this face, I understand you didn't watch videos for week 2 or 3 or even 4. Go and watch. Because if you have the plan, the outline, the structure of your book is already there. And as we said again and again in those week 3 and 4, if you're stuck on one chapter, you don't have to be stubborn about staying on that chapter. Look at the plan. Is there another chapter, another type, another part of the book where you are inspired? Go with it, drop this one and continue here. If you say, yeah, I want my book to show that it's research, I want to add a lot of articles, Harvard, great. You're still waiting for the validation or whatever research portion, and you're stuck with the research. It doesn't mean you have to be stuck with the rest of the book. Okay, you just give a lot of examples about nonfiction because most of the book are written nonfiction. But even if you're writing a story and you don't know how to move forward a character, can you move forward the story? Well, I don't know how to move forward the story. Can you go and describe the context, the environment? So, and the plan will help with that because if you are, say, in chapter 3 and you really have to move the hero's journey, the story you're developing for the chapter 3, uh, are you clear about what is happening to another character? Go and develop that other character. Go and develop your transition. If your plan is there, you can go and look. And I like to say, look at your plan. Is there one that energy? Oh, I can't wait to be. Go, go, go. Why can't you wait to be there? That thing, that enthusiasm, that's energy. Pick that energy and run with it. Write whatever it's coming, and the plan helps with that. So, what could stop you really from moving forward? What actually happened? So, I troubleshoot two things here. First, I didn't have time. I had time plan, but there's something, some kind of distraction or family thing that came up. Looking at your agenda, what time is that child sleeping? What time is maybe your spouse or other kids can help? Now you proactively plan the next week for success. You don't just, because if you keep the same thing, same time slot, there's chance that the same child will cry again and you have a 2 weeks where you've not written. Is that what you want? We don't want that because 6 weeks from now, we want to throw a real party, a virtual party in the life where we are celebrating and how we would like to hear from you. So if you're watching this and you're writing your book and you're making progress, we would like to hear you in our live last session, week 12. So right now, maybe I'll stop and call on you if you're actually writing that book, if you're making progress, please come and share to this community how the journey has been for you. Come and share, and maybe who knows, there are other people, maybe your story will allow you to connect to other people writing on the same thing, but on people interested in your topic. If you would want to come and share your story, just get in touch. We will arrange that. Week 12, celebration time. You discover my African dance. For now, let's continue. For us to celebrate, there needs to be writing happening, guys. We just have like 6 weeks to write, and then you'll be the celebration party. So 6 weeks, and we don't want to allow distractions or other things to stop you from making progress with the writing. That's why think about next week. What could be an obstacle? And last week can help you. And then make a plan. So these were the reflection questions for this week. Now, action, action, action. 10 minutes to close this, Judith. So we would like to hear from you, pass more the reflection questions. Action, action. So it's time to create your scoreboard. I talked a lot about Excel as if it's not the only way to go. There are wonderful apps already out there. There are some that even integrate with your writing. So Scrivener is a good one. But the learning curve for Scrivener, if it's your first time using it, could discourage you. But it doesn't have to be Excel. I am proposing to offer you an Excel. It could be something easy, as I gave the example, for you to write your words, check your word count at the end of your writing session, writing on the calendar, writing on on the whiteboard that you're using in front of the fridge just to check whatever. It could be you just noting down in the notebook. It could be you using a spreadsheet like the one I will share. It could be you using an app. I just mentioned Scrivener. There might be other methods too. Pick the tool, your accountability buddies. Could be family, could be another someone who is also writing with you. Do you know, guys, that you can actually you can even do this for your if you're preparing a thesis. I actually coached someone who was using this the 12 week to move forward with their master's thesis. They fell stuck. So it could be someone else writing their thesis with you. So you can, and as I'm talking about this, I think about you, Christelle. Is it time for the thesis or Ezra's? You could use this, and having that accountability buddy with whom you talk about um where are we, or you're having writing sessions at the same time. You could do that. Having accountability will keep you in action. You doubt, just go and try, knowing that you'll receive a WhatsApp message or a text or whatever from someone telling you time to go, are you ready? Some people actually, even coaches, yeah, they're in New York, the Flourishing Center does that as well, where people are wherever they are in the world, but they just take kind of a virtual appointment to write. I have been in a workshop like I say, we'll write a book in a weekend. And then we will come 8, they'll put some kind of timer, instruction, blah, blah, blah. And then the timer will go with some kind of very quiet classical music. It's very good for book writing or editing. And then they'll write with the Pomodoro. And then after an hour or two, you come, hey, how was it? This accountability system will get you going. It will get you going. If you're struggling, if it's painful, like I know winter can be harsh, it's cold, you just want to stay in your blanket. But if you know that you are in a call with that other person that is making movement, making progress, and they are cheering you up, you will make progress, guys. So choose the tool, choose your accountability buddies, and decide on how you will track your progress. Word count, number of chapters, writing sessions. You may say, well, even if it's 5, 10, I want to check, did I write today? Yes or no? You choose whatever works for you. I like to say, choose a system that works for you, and that will allow you to complete your book in the timeline you want to use to write it. So that's step 1 for action this week. Step 2 is to actually track your metric. It's a reflective question. I don't have a lot of time, so I'll just go. Yeah, actually use your writing scoreboard. Oh my God, was supposed to remove this slide because I actually wanted to demo how you use the Excel file. And I checked on Restream, there was no way for me to upload Excel. It takes PowerPoints, PDF, images, but not Excel. So I'm making a little note. Demo Excel tracking next call. So I just added that in the comments. As I told you, I look at the comments before creating the next video. Essentially, what I wanted to do here was to actually open that Excel file and show you. I have the Excel on my computer, and when I try to add it on Restream, like it was not among the type of files that were accepted. So sorry for this, but I put a little note. And I also, as I'm talking about this, I remember that some people said, Judith, we would like really a demo of you say speak your book. We don't understand. We would like to see that. We really love to see how you do that. Maybe we could switch because I think I can do that. For that, I just need my phone. Yes. So, as you're watching this, if your book outline, the plan for your book is not far, I propose we do that. I have my phone here and I want to let you see how much content you can create speaking your book. um you can really get a lot done. I think I said it last week. A lot of the articles I post on LinkedIn, at some point, like last week, I had a goal to like publish at least once per week, and I could keep it for most of the week. Wasn't that I had a lot of time, but this thing is my Android. Like my phone really helped for that. And I want to take 5 minutes to do the demo for that. If you have an Android, there's the wonderful app called Voice Recorder. And I am sure there's an equivalent for that in iPhone, because I think someone told me um, even voice messages, iPhone can translate that into text. So the functionality is there. So I'm sure there must be an app. The voice recorder on the iPhone is free. So you just take the voice recorder, you open it. I will give the timer because I want you to see how much you can get in 5 minutes. Essentially, what I invite you to do now, if you have the book, because I don't want it to just be a demo, but if it can allow you to hit your goals, your writing goals for today, why not? So open your plan. I'll open the timer for 5 minutes. Speak whatever you wanted to say on those chapters, on those paragraphs, on the voice recorder. And when you open the voice recorder, there's a menu there that says speech to text. That's the one you need to choose. If it's standard, it is going to record the audio. Now you have to take the audio and put it. There are some website or this very wonderful tool. I'm typing it on the chat here, author.ai. I'm not affiliated to them, but I've used it for many years. It helps with the transcription of my coaching when I want to learn. It helps with the transcription of books. I told you I use a lot of speaking for my articles. So sometimes I don't have time, but I have a 15 minutes and this is a great idea of something I want to share. I'll just take the phone, press voice recorder. If you go on standard, it will record and create an audio file. You take the audio file and put that on author.ai. It's so cheap. There are a lot of tools, but I love this one because the transcription is close. These machines, automations are not always very right, but Author wasn't bad. And it costs less than your budget for coffee if you're a coffee drinker. It's really cheap. So standard audio Author, you get the text. To make simple today, but if you take speech to text, just as you record, it's translated. I will not say the quality is the best though, but I just wanted to show you that you already have this in your phone. My point here, I want you to see how many words, as we did it in the live in French. I just spoke for about 4 minutes and 30 something, and I had 600 words. Yeah, 600. So let's do it together. I'll start the timer. Don't go. Actually, speak what you wanted to say for some of the chapters or paragraphs of your book, and we'll be back. We'll see how many words. Let's do this together. Welcome back. So, how was it for you? And for you that joined while we were trying to speak the book. So, I'm curious how many words were you able to type? I could show you mine, but the difficulty is like I need to send it maybe to WhatsApp or to a message and then copy and paste. And we have like a couple minutes to go. So I will do a screen capture and put it down there after the live. So my promise is I'll send the tool Excel link or spreadsheet link below the video. And then I'll let you know how many words